When you hear the word Stoicism, you probably picture some ancient Greek statue, looking all serious while contemplating the meaning of life. But here's the thing. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless or turning into a robot. It's about not letting life's chaos turn you into a mess. And in a world where your phone is constantly blowing up with notifications, your boss is sending emails at 10 p.m., and everyone on social media seems to have their life together. Spoiler, they don't. Stoicism might just be the survival tool you didn't know you needed. So, what exactly is Stoicism? At its core, Stoicism teaches you that you can't control most of what happens in life, but you can control how you respond to it. That's the Stoic superpower, mastering your reaction instead of letting the outside world dictate how you feel. Marcus Aurelius, basically the Roman Empire's CEO, Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, and Seneca, the OG life coach, weren't just sitting around writing deep thoughts. They were dealing with wars, exile, betrayal, and plagues. And yet, they managed to stay calm and centered. If they could keep it together while navigating literal life or death situations, you can probably survive Karen from accounting giving you side-eye during the morning meeting. Here's why this matters. Most of our stress and anxiety comes from trying to control things that are fundamentally out of our hands. Traffic, out of your control. Your partner's mood, out of your control. The weather, definitely out of your control. But what's in your control? How you respond to it. Stoicism gives you a framework to focus on what you can influence, your mindset, your actions, and your attitude, while letting go of the rest. That shift alone is game-changing. And let's be honest, modern life is basically designed to stress you out. Between social media comparisons, financial pressure, and a 24/7 news cycle of doom, it's no wonder so many people feel like they're losing their minds. Stoicism offers a mental shield against all that noise. It teaches you to step back, breathe, and ask, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. And once you realize that, you stop getting pulled into every emotional hurricane. That's the power of Stoicism. It doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. All right, here's the Stoic cheat code. Life is divided into two categories: what you can control and what you can't. That's it. That's the whole game. The problem is that most of us spend an unhealthy amount of time stressing over stuff in the second category. We obsess over what people think of us, worry about the weather, get pissed off about traffic, and spiral when our plans get ruined. Meanwhile, the Stoics are over here calmly sipping their metaphorical tea, completely unbothered, because they've mastered the art of focusing only on what's within their control. Let's break it down. What you can control is simple: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. That's it. That's all you ever have power over. You can't control whether your boss is in a bad mood, but you can control how you respond to it. You can't control whether it rains on your vacation, but you can decide whether you're going to sulk or find a cute little coffee shop and make the most of it. Now, what you can't control? Oh, that's a long list. Other people's opinions? Nope. Random life events? Forget about it. The state of the economy? Not happening. And here's the kicker. Most of the things we lose sleep over fall into the can't control category. It's like trying to change the weather by yelling at the sky. It's not going to work, and you're just going to look crazy. Epictetus put it bluntly: some things are up to us, and some things are not. Simple, right? But so hard to actually live by. The Stoics figured out that the key to peace isn't changing the world, it's changing how you see the world. The moment you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, life gets so much lighter. Think about it. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. You can't magically part the sea of cars in front of you, unless you're Moses. And if you are, cool. But you can decide whether you're going to stew in rage or put on a podcast and chill. That's Stoicism in action, choosing your response instead of letting your emotions hijack you. The Stoics weren't saying, don't care about anything. They were saying, care deeply about the things you can influence and let the rest go. It's not indifference, it's strategic focus. Once you get that down, you stop feeling like life is constantly yanking you around. You become that rare person who stays calm when everyone else is losing their minds. That's Stoic power. All right, so now that you get the whole control what you can, ignore what you can't thing, let's talk about how to actually apply Stoicism in daily life. Because knowing Stoic philosophy is one thing, living it is where the magic happens. And don't worry, you don't need to sit on a mountaintop in a toga to make this work. Here are 5 ridiculously practical Stoic strategies you can start using today. 1. Negative visualization. This one sounds weird at first, but stay with me. The idea is to imagine the worst case scenario, not to stress yourself out, but to mentally prepare so you're not caught off guard. Let's say you have a big presentation at work. Instead of convincing yourself that nothing could possibly go wrong, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe you forget your slides. Maybe your boss looks unimpressed. Maybe you completely bomb it. Now, ask yourself, could I survive that? The answer is almost always yes. Negative visualization helps you realize that even if things go sideways, you'll be fine. It takes the fear out of the unknown. 2. Amor fati. Love your fate. This one's about radical acceptance. Life's gonna throw curveballs, it's guaranteed. The Stoic approach is to not just tolerate it, but to embrace it. Flight got canceled? Cool. Maybe that's an opportunity to read a book or explore a new city. Got dumped? Painful. Yes, but maybe it's clearing the way for someone better. The Stoics believe that everything happens for you, not to you. Once you stop fighting reality and start working with it, life gets a whole lot smoother. 3. The Stoic pause. You know that moment when you're about to snap at someone or fire off an angry text? That's the moment for the Stoic pause. When you feel your emotions bubbling up, stop. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go. This tiny mental gap between stimulus and response is where your power lies. Most people react automatically. Stoics respond intentionally. That's the difference. 4. Journaling. Marcus Aurelius literally wrote Meditations as a personal journal. The dude was the emperor of Rome, and even he needed to sort out his thoughts on paper. The idea is to write down what's bothering you, what you're grateful for, and how you handled challenges that day. It helps you untangle your thoughts and spot patterns in your thinking. Plus, it's like a personal therapy session without the $200 HR bill. 5. Practice discomfort. This one's about toughening yourself up. The Stoics believe that you grow stronger by willingly embracing discomfort. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, sleep without a pillow. Why? Because if you can handle small discomforts intentionally, you won't fall apart when life throws real ones at you. It's about building mental resilience. If you can stay calm while shivering in a cold shower, you can stay calm during a heated argument or a stressful situation. These strategies work because they shift your focus from, why is this happening to me, to, how can I respond to this? That's the Stoic mindset. And once you start thinking this way, you'll notice that life doesn't control you anymore. You control how you show up for life. That's when things really start to change. So what happens when you actually start living like a Stoic? Well, let me tell you, it's a game changer. Suddenly, life's little and big annoyances stop hitting so hard. That coworker who always talks over you doesn't get under your skin anymore. That unexpected bill, annoying. Sure, but you handle it calmly instead of spiraling. Stoicism doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. And that strength changes everything. First, you stop overthinking and start acting. Most of us are walking around like human anxiety machines, second-guessing everything, worrying about every possible outcome, and stressing about things that haven't even happened yet. Stoicism helps you cut through that mental noise. You stop wasting energy on what-ifs and focus on what now. You become action-oriented instead of emotionally paralyzed. And that means you start getting things done instead of getting stuck in your head. Second, you develop emotional resilience. Life isn't going to stop throwing challenges. At you, relationships will get messy, work will get stressful, and people will let you down. But instead of losing your mind every time something goes wrong, you'll start responding with calm, grounded energy. Someone insults you? That's their problem, not yours. Flight gets canceled? Cool, time for an airport adventure. The more you practice Stoicism, the more you realize that your peace isn't tied to external events, it comes from how you choose to respond. Third, you stop craving external validation. Stoicism teaches you to focus on your internal scoreboard instead of chasing approval from others. Most people are stuck in a loop of seeking praise and fearing criticism. But once you start measuring success by how aligned you are with your values, not by how others react, you become untouchable. Marcus Aurelius didn't care about clout or Instagram likes. Well, if they had Instagram in ancient Rome, maybe he would have cared a little. He measured success by how well he lived according to his principles. That's the real flex. Fourth, you become the calm in the storm. Other people will notice this shift. While everyone else is freaking out about deadlines, drama, and disasters, You'll be standing there like a Stoic statue, unfazed and collected. And that calm energy, it's contagious. People will start looking to you for guidance because you radiate stability in a world that's constantly on edge. Suddenly, you're not just handling your own life better, you're becoming a source of strength for others. Finally, you'll find real peace. Not because life got easier, it won't, but because you've learned to separate yourself from the chaos. The Stoics weren't about running from life. They were about standing in the middle of the storm and saying, "Is this really worth my peace?" Most of the time, the answer is no. And once you stop giving your energy to every minor inconvenience or emotional drama, you reclaim so much mental space. That's when life starts to feel lighter, not because it changed, but because you did. So here's the challenge. Try one Stoic strategy today. Start with the Stoic pause, or try negative visualization the next time you feel anxious. And when it works, because it will, come back and tell me about it in the comments. Let's keep leveling up together. And hey, if this video helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Your future Stoic self will thank you. Also, if you really want to level up, check out this video right here on how to prevent distraction overload. Because let's be honest, half the reason we struggle to stay motivated is because our brains are constantly being hijacked by notifications and endless scrolling. That video will help you cut through the noise and stay focused on what matters.